Hey guys, it's Rob here from Scannable. I've escaped the New Zealand winter. I've just had a couple of months in Europe and I'm in the UK at the moment. This morning, I'm actually in Blackpool and I'm here to visit Reax. Reax have been an amazing partner of Scannable's for 6 months now. They run a great training centre. We've come here to scan some gear, do some PPE inspections and record some videos. And here we are. Here's the first NFC tag of the day. Reax, awesome, we're in the right spot.
Rob, thanks for joining us here in the kit room. We appreciate you making this long journey to the other side of the world.
Pleasure to be here.
We are super excited about Scannable here at Reax. It's a product that we came across maybe 6 months ago after spending a 4-day solid experience of doing inventory checks and PPE inspections by death by Excel.
Yes.
So for the folks watching this episode, just tell us, what is Scannable?
Sure, yeah. So I like to describe Scannable as an iceberg. Okay, tip of the iceberg, what you see above the water is a PPE or equipment management system. It's an app, it's NFC tags which talk to your phone and you can put all of your on your equipment. And that means that the equipment owners and users like you guys and your clients can tap your phone against the PPE, record inspections and manage your equipment effectively. But there's actually a lot more to that, to Scannable as well. Under the surface, the stuff that's less obvious is that we work with the supply chain of safety equipment and we're deeply embedded in lots of manufacturers now. They're using Scannable. The supply chain, again, like you guys, part of that sales process, are using Scannable, ultimately to make the end user's life as easy as possible.
That's a fantastic introduction to the product. How did it come about?
Yeah, so I guess the insight for Scannable, I like to say that it's not my idea. It was 6 years of the industry telling me they wanted it before I started listening to them. Before starting this business, I was product manager at DMM in North Wales. In 2014, I invented the world's first RFID tagged carabiner, and we built this whole business unit at DMM around embedded technology and height safety. Ultimately, for 6 years following, the industry told me this is cool, but they didn't want to spend £600 on a scanner for one person or multiple people in their business. They needed to work with their phone, and they didn't want an app from DMM or from Petzl or from Edored or even Scarletech. They just wanted one easy-to-use app where all of the equipment could be managed really easily. And after hearing that for 6 years, I thought, okay, I better start listening.
Great. And so 6 years in its making, the why is obvious, I think, isn't it? It's give you so much more ease of use and control of what you actually have in kit-wise.
Yeah, exactly. It starts with, the question, do you know what you own as a business? And then it's followed closely by, do you know what status that equipment is in? So this stuff's not cheap. You're spending hundreds of thousands of pounds on equipment. You're handing it out to team members, employees, or contractors. And ultimately, as a business owner anywhere in the world, you want to know what you own, and you want to know whether your staff have safe equipment to use. And Scannable gives you that visibility and ultimately empowers all of your team members to record that information so that in PPE checks, whether that's thorough examinations or whether it's just daily or weekly safety checks, can be recorded really easily.
Yeah, I mean, we've gone through this process of applying the tags and putting everything onto Scannable here at Reax, and we have just over 1,000 items of kit that we've tagged and still got a little bit to go. So we're going to be at near 1,500 pieces of kit that are just in this center. And so, as I said before, it was days and days of Excel spreadsheets. You'd call out a serial number, I'd be searching down it. I think we should show everybody how it works. So we've got the platform.
Yeah.
It's available on desktop and on mobile?
That's right, yeah. So a lot of people know us from the mobile app. We get a lot of free users coming to Scannable by downloading the app and creating an account. But we do have a web app that you look at on the browser on a laptop, for example. And there's a lot of functionality on the web app as well that isn't actually available on mobile.
And so when we've got the app, if we can open it up on your phone today. So we've got the app on the phone. We've talked about QR codes and RFIDs. For those like me, not technical, I always say this, I'm not the technical one here at Reax. What is, most people have seen a QR code, but what's an RFID?
So RFID, as you describe it there, is RFID.
Oh, there you go. I didn't getting that wrong for a start.
Yeah, no problem. And really, actually, good segue there because RFID is known as a technology in the industry now. The project that I ran before was using what's called ultra high frequency RFID. And RFID broadly in the market is associated with needing a scanner, needing an RFID scanner, because UHF RFID is not compatible with your phone.
Okay.
And so you have to spend £600 or more, sometimes several £1,000s to scan what the industry refers to as an RFID tag. And that's where Scannable is a bit different. It's mobile phone compatible. We use NFC. Stands for near field communication. For anyone that's used their phone to make a payment, that's the same technology.
So it's that same thing when I'm tapping and going. It's that same principle.
Exactly. We're not the first company to use NFC tags, even in height safety equipment, but we are the first company to solve the challenge of how do you make your phone talk to the hardest assets to manage. Carabiners, particularly steel round bar carabiners, ropes, are some of the hardest assets globally to actually track and manage, and it's now possible to basically tap your phone against a piece of equipment and identify that.
Great, and there's the tag. How is that secured onto that carabiner?
So for now, all of our tags are retrofit, and that means that we sell them to you guys, for example, and your clients to put onto the equipment yourself. This is using a 2-part epoxy resin. We actually sell that resin now. It comes in a really convenient mixing syringe, and you can lay out 50 carabiners and apply that resin in the tags very quickly.
Brilliant. And we've got a couple of other different types of tag.
Yeah.
So on this harness here, this is a clip-on, just clips in?
Yeah, we call this the jack of all tags, or the joke, because you can put it just about anywhere. It's good for going onto webbing, such as on harnesses or round slings, like you can see there.
Okay, yeah.
We also see that being used on fixed anchor points and all sorts of different applications, lifting slings, etc. This is what we call the squircle, not quite a square, not quite a circle. It works on metal. So NFC tags and RFID tags more broadly don't typically play nicely with metal. And that's another novelty that Scannable's worked really hard on, is how do we make NFC work really effectively on metal products. So we have the smallest NFC tags in the world that we have worked with the manufacturing and supply chain to develop and bring to market.
Great stuff.
And that's one of them.
Brilliant. I'm just going to get a close-up of that. So that's literally just self-adhesive?
That's self-adhesive, so you just peel the backing paper off and stick it on, and make sure you're not covering product markings from the manufacturer there.
Brilliant. And the other one we use a lot of is the rounded version, which we've got on this Skylatech helmet. That's
right, yeah. So we call this the helmet sticker because it's got a adhesive that is solvent-free, which means it's approved for use on plastic helmets. It does mean that it's not quite as sticky as the solvent including adhesives. But yeah, so basically that's for helmets, but it's also robust enough that you can put it on plastic Euro crates or even the outside of some kit bags and things like that.
Fantastic. So that's how we can attach the tags to the equipment, but how would I actually take a fresh piece of kit and add that to my inventory?
Yep, great question. So there's two ways. You can use the phone or the web app to add new items that you have just bought. We get the question all the time from customers, what if I own 1,000 bits or multiple thousands of items of equipment? If you run a spreadsheet right now or you run another piece of software, then you can export and send us that spreadsheet, and we can bulk upload and actually take some of the historic inspections as well and put that into our system.
Which is what we did with you guys.
Right, awesome. But what I'd love to show you is just how easy it is to add a new item of equipment to the system. We have, I'd say, from about 20 brands, we have the packaging barcodes as well. And some of these brands, they have the serial number in the form of a data matrix or a QR code on the product as well. And that means that you can scan the serial number, and then you can simply tap the NFC tag. So rather than spending a couple of minutes, sometimes 10 minutes per item typing, we talk about scan, scan, tap. scan the packaging, scan the serial number, tap the NFC tag. It's also relevant just to say that NFC tags are optional. You don't need to buy NFC tags from Scannable to use the app. You can use the camera within the app just to scan that data matrix. So I'll just show you what that looks like. I've hit the Scannable logo and I'm using the camera to scan the packaging of this new Petzl AMD. And that will pull up the what we call the SKU or the article from the brand. And you can see it's a Petzl Triac. I'll add to inventory and click the serial number bar, and I can scan that serial number. It's automatically captured the date of manufacture, so you don't have to start doing maths on the day of the year, etc. Click add to inventory. And that means that I can just keep scanning that data matrix to perform my inspections if I want to, but I have the option to add an NFC tag. And that's me linked the NFC tag to the serial number connected to all of the data, which means I don't have to keep the instructions anymore. I've got a permanent record of them here, along with the declarations of conformity, and the checklists and things like that are all built in as well.
Brilliant. I mean, that's taken less than a minute to do. We've removed any hint of human error with typing in numbers.
Exactly.
So we've got absolute clarity that we've got the correct data in the right place, and we've got a double way of looking at it as well.
That's right.
Through the NFC tag. Another way we can access the information is you're working directly with manufacturers and using the QR code that's on the product.
That's right.
We've got this NLG lanyard here. Can you just talk us through?
Yeah. So yeah, we do work with manufacturers. We have about 20 currently using Scannable to create a digital serial number. And manufacturers have often used a data matrix, which looks like a QR code. They're often referred to in the same breath. And that is basically a 2D barcode. And because this is a QR code, your mobile phone can recognize it without the app, just with the camera on app on your phone. And you can basically scan that and pull up all of the information and how to use this. NLG make great systems. And so it's really important to communicate how to put the system together, for example. So again, I'm just going to show you that you can use the camera within the Scannable app to scan that scan that QR code. Like there you go. Even I'm doing it now, and it pulls up the product data from Never Let Go, the serial number, the date of manufacture, etc.
Fantastic. And working directly with the manufacturers, you can get the certs of conformity on there as well, on the piece of product that you're inspecting. Everything's in one place, isn't it? You haven't got to attach things.
That's right. Yeah, we sort of refer to ourselves as the Spotify for PPE and for technical equipment, because you don't have an app for every band you listen to. You want all of your music and your podcasts in the same place. And that's what we do. We have 400 brands, almost 50,000 SKUs or part numbers from these 400 brands. And we have declarations of conformity, instructions, checklists, images, video content, technical specs, compatibility, all built into the app.
I think it's really great that manufacturers are partnering with you across the world, but that makes the applications really of the use of Scannable, it extends them really for me. So just talk through some of those applications. So the obvious one would be PPE inspection, yeah? That's
right, yeah. We start with safety and with PPE inspection, knowing what you own, recording inspections, but we very quickly move into what you'd probably call inventory management. And so you can have all of your team members on the system. You can assign equipment to those team members with the click of a button or the tap of a phone. You can record which kit bag it goes into, which vehicle, effectively group equipment by location, etc. If you're mobilizing equipment and sending it out to clients, you can do that. And so, yeah, it really, if you're doing Lola inspections in the UK, you're doing it twice a year, but our customers are using Scannable on a daily and weekly basis to really manage the equipment and answer questions. When you find it on the floor of your training center, who is this assigned to, or whether it's out in the field, or if HSE come on site and say, show me that your certs are in date for your gear. It's pretty cool. You can just say, yep, tap your phone against that, and we've had some really positive reactions from.
That's great. We actually have labelled all our training rooms here. So we've put one of the helmet tags on the whiteboard in each of our classrooms, and you scan that, tells you what should be in this room as well. And then if you scan a piece of kit, not that our instructors would ever leave a piece of kit lying around,
Never.
But if they should so happen to lose a piece of kit, they can tap it and they know which classroom or which training room it should be going into.
Perfect.
What other kind of applications might there be for the device?
Yeah, so endless, really. Some of the things that we see at the moment are, if you think of a system like this, it's not actually a single component. There's many parts to this. We'd call this an assembly.
Yeah.
You can often replace the carabiner or the ropes out of this. It's a traditional challenge as an asset owner. Is this one item? Is this many items? If you want to maintain your certification on systems, you need to be using the correct parts to do that, especially big for corporate accounts that really need to know that they're using certified lanyard systems with the correct connectors and adjusters. And so all of that's taken care of within the app. Location's becoming a huge topic for us as well. So it's coming probably within this year, and so that could be kind of an Apple AirTag style solution for locating bigger assets, but even just seeing where your items were last scanned and knowing ultimately where it was last seen. Checkoff is a really cool feature. So for your classroom, for example, if you said, hey, is everything here that should be here? You could tap your whiteboard or your kit bag or your van, see the list of equipment that should be there, and then go through and tap everything from the van and say green, 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 green. Actually, these are the 5 bits that are missing.
Great. Oh, that's a really cool application. And on your website, I was looking this morning, you have an application for if you're cutting ropes?
That's right. That was actually one of the very first things we launched. I think actually stepping back to the kind of origin story of Scannable as well, the insight really is that equipment owners' problems don't start with equipment owners, they start with the manufacturers and the supply chain. And so to solve good asset management or safety equipment management, the first thing we did was built software for manufacturers to put all of the data into one place.
Yeah.
The very next thing we did was build a rope traceability solution, because you could have the sexiest app for rope management, but if everything you're buying is coming to you pre-cut, without labels often, even though it should be, without serial numbers, without real knowledge of who made the rope, when was it produced, what's the lifespan on this particular rope, you're starting from an impossible position. And so we now have a network of resellers around the world that when they cut a length of rope down from a box or a spool, they're able to create a mobile phone compatible rope label with all of the EN 8091 specs that they're required to put on it. And it just means that as an end user, when you're buying your ropes, carabiners, harnesses and helmets, they're all digital, they're all smart PPE, and they're traceable.
I love that phrase, smart PPE. And we love Scannable here. We're just getting under the bonnet of it, so to speak, and really what we can do. And some of the things that we've been thinking about is being able to offer our customers an inventory management solution as well, so that we can be as involved or not as they require. I think there's endless scope for this product, and to move away from, well, our inspection regime now has gone from sort of 4 days where we've had to shut down, not have any classes going on, not have any training go on, well, all the instructors come in and work to, it's an ongoing rolling thing. Yeah. We're going to do helmets today, tick, 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 done. Yeah. We get our inspection done in a day pretty much now. Amazing. Instead of a week. So it's been a fantastic option for us. And 6 years, you've got how many manufacturers you're working with? Well,
6 years was before we started. The Scannable's been going since June 2020, so almost 4 years.
Almost 4 years, just on 4.
Yeah. And but really, as usual with any kind of young business, there's a sort of a ramp up where you're not really operating, you're kind of just dreaming and writing down and validating your idea with the market. Yeah. So we've actually been operating, I would say, for 2 years, and we actually only started selling a product that people could pay for in September last year. So we're actually
so much product development to get to market. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, we're innovating on 3 fronts. We're building the easiest apps for equipment management, both on mobile and web. we're building the world's first complete range of NFC tags to go on even carabiners like this. This is a new product for us, going for steel round barrel carabiners, where you can retrofit it or put it on in production. And we're innovating on data, really under the hood of Scannable. We're a data company. We've got 50,000 SKUs with a huge amount of data underneath each one of those already, and then managing all of the inspections and frequencies, notifications, etc. So the team is amazing. We've got 10 employees, predominantly based in New Zealand today, and within this year we're aiming to double the size of the team and really start hiring in the UK, Europe and US markets as well.
Fantastic. And so I think a tremendous success story. We wish you all the best. We love working with you. One of the things that I've really enjoyed working with Rob's team is it's a conversation where you want to innovate based on what we need.
Yeah, absolutely.
So right from the get-go, and we look in the inventory management, and we're like, it would be great if we could put a cost or a value to that, and you're working on that as well. So at a touch of a button, you can actually see what all your kit is worth as well. So what other things are in the pipeline for Scannable in terms of innovation?
Yeah, a lot of stuff. This month we're shipping notifications so that you can have a push notification to your phone when you've got inspections coming up, for example. The next benefit there is that manufacturers using our platform will be able to send you push notifications if any of your items are subject to recall or a safety notice. We've already been able to support use cases where hundreds of ropes with sewn terms had to be recalled, and the customer was able to tap their phone and see whether that item was subject to the safety notice or not. We tend to split our resources between benefits for manufacturers and end users. And yeah, we've built out a bunch of LOLA inspection, thorough examination functionality. We have a fully LOLA compliant PDF now. Ultimately, the industry is still paper-based for now, and even if you're using your smartphone and your smart PPE, you have to use that to create a PDF and show someone at some point. So we still do that, but we're really striving into all sorts of kind of, I guess you'd call them modern technology benefits. Yeah. Safety as an industry hasn't seen the level of investment and the level of progress that every other industry has seen when it comes to your smartphone. And so one of the examples is you can, from the app, send a text message or a WhatsApp message to anyone else in your business to share the information and the history. And you can do the same for a kit bag or a vehicle, and really just create that kind of network effect so that you can share that information around. And that kind of network effect concept extends to supporting inspectors, supporting training centers, supporting retailers, because we're all integral to this industry, and ultimately we need to be connected to make life easier for the end user.
Fantastic. Well, there's going to be some great innovation coming out of the Scannable team over the coming weeks and months. Rob, thanks so much for coming in to see us and to spend time with us. We're super excited about working in partnership with Scannable. If you would like to find out how we could help you use Scannable, then click on the link below and contact us at the office here in Blackpool. But in the meantime, we're going to go over to one of our team who happens to be today doing some inventory inspection, and we're going to find out what they think.
Awesome.
Hiya, my name's Andy from Reax. I work here as a trainer, but I also teach PFPE inspection courses as well. And part of my job as well, the glamorous job of actually inspecting kit in our centre. For people that have been in industry a long time, we've seen lots of different tagging systems come and go. One example I've got here, I genuinely took somebody off a job, which was a ladder tag attached to a restraint. Not the best, is it? I can be honest about Scannable, to be honest with you. It is fundamentally easy to use. To sort of highlight that, what we've got here is the idea of just picking something up and having a quick look at it, yeah? Just to sort of show you, there we go. I'm gonna grab a little Scalatech helmet there, hold it on, pops up straight away. So there's a massive advantage to that, isn't there? You can check kit quick, but the actual joy of it really is, it shows you the past inspection stuff. The other thing I really like, and it's totally selfish, think about it, I've got a cupboard over there with 300 carabiners in it. Inspecting them's easy. Changing a spreadsheet isn't. Just go onto the Scannable app, just say past inspection, boom, done, move on to the next item. It's dead fluid. I've seen loads of systems come and go over the years. I've been doing this more than a minute, and a lot of them are just elaborate spreadsheets. But no, so far for me, Scannable, it works. And you don't even have to have the app installed on your phone to visually look at something, you know, it'll just link you to whatever particular browser you're using. It even works with DuckDuckGo, which I thought was unusual because a lot of stuff doesn't. So yeah, so far, I like it.